Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the next segment of Introduction to Graphic Design. I remain Axod. In our previous video, we talked about the introduction to graphic design, which is the first video. And therein we talked about the features of graphic design. And we looked about 4 features. We looked into 4 features. The first one, the pros and cons of graphic design. And the second one is the practical skills to be a graphic designer. And the third, the psychological skills to be a graphic designer. And the fourth is the talent needed to be a graphic designer. For those of us that haven't viewed or watched that video, let's just go back to it in order for us to comprehend this video. Now, good. Let's just start today's on. The introduction to graphic design. This is the next part. In this present video, we'll be talking about some apps to use, some elements in graphic designing, and how can we match colors together to make a awesome design, and some hints also in designing. Let's get started. The first one is, what's the apps that we use for designing? For example, we want to design using a computer, a laptop, a desktop. In regards to that, we need the Adobe InDesign, the Adobe Photoshop, the Adobe Illustrator, the Corridor, and others. But if it is with a smartphone, in which that's the subject of a discourse here, we'll be designing with our phone apps in the subsequent videos. And the first one under there is, we can use the Adobe Illustrator Draw, the Sketchbook, the Adobe Photoshop Mix, and likewise there's another version of it, the Adobe Photoshop Sketch, and we have the Infinite Design, and likewise the Infinite Painter. And the fifth one is the Canva, in which that's our main focus in this tutorial. We'll design with Canva to make an awesome design. And also we have the Adobe Comp, CC, and others also. Now, let's go to the next one, which is the elements which make up a design. Among the elements which make up a design is the first one, the color, the second, the text fonts, the third one, the shapes, the fourth one, the images and the stickers being used. Those are the things you will need in designing your design. So you need your color, the shapes, the text font, the images, and the stickers and other things if needed. Then let's just take the first one, which is the color. Let's take a look at what the color comprises, what's embedded inside color. Under that, we should know that colors are quite divided into 3. We have the primary colors, the secondary colors, and the tertiary colors. The primary colors, under that we have the red, the blue, and the yellow. Those are the primary colors. And under the secondary colors, we get the secondary colors by adding 2 of the primary colors. For example, you add red and yellow to give you orange, you add blue and yellow to give you green, and you add red and blue to give you purple. Then the next one is the tertiary colors. For the tertiary colors, we are supposed, the primary color and the secondary color are added. For example, you add the blue and purple to give you blue purple. You add the yellow and green to give you yellow green. You add the blue and green to give you blue green. You add the yellow and orange to give you yellow orange. You add the red and orange to give you red orange, and you add the red and purple to give you red purple. Those are the 6 colors we have under the tertiary colors. Good. If that is understood, let's move to the next one. The next one we will be looking at is we want to talk about the contrast of color. And under that, the contrast or the attributes of color. The first one that is the complementary colors, and the second is the split complementary colors. The third one is the analogous colors, and the fourth one is the triadic colors, and the fifth one is the tetradic colors. Let's take each of these one after the other. The first one, which is the complementary colors. When we are talking about complementary colors, they are talking about two colors of opposites. That is, these two colors, they are in opposite side of each other. They are opposite of each other on the wheel, on the color wheel. For example, we have the blue and orange. If you look at blue and orange, you see that they are opposite to each other on the color wheel. Likewise, we have the red and green. Also note that this color, they create a high contrast. So use them when you want something to stand out. For your design to stand out, you should use these complementary colors like the blue and orange, the red and green. Ideally, use one color as background and the other as accent. That is to say, you use one as your design background and the second one you can use it as your accent, like your text font, like the color for your shape, the color for your image, and so on and so forth. Then the second one, which is the split complementary colors. These are three colors. The scheme takes one color and matches it with the two colors adjacent to its complementary. For example, we have the blue. When you take the blue, when you look at the opposite color, you know the opposite color for blue will be what? Orange. Then you look at both color beside blue. So you look at both color beside orange, and that's what? And that's the yellow orange and the red orange. Those are the three colors under the split complementary color. So when you want to design, you can use blue, yellow orange, and red orange to make a sum match. Then the third one is the analogous color. Analogous color is also a combination of three colors next to each other on the wheel. For example, you have the orange, yellow orange, and yellow. And the fourth one, we have the triadic colors. The triadic colors are three colors also, but they are equally apart on the color wheel. They are equally apart on the color. For example, we have the red, yellow, blue. You see that those three colors are widely apart on the color wheels. But note that you use one color to dominate and the two others as the accent colors. That is, you use one as the background color and the two others. You can use one for the font color, the other for the shape color, and so on and so forth. And the fifth one among them is the tetradic, or you call it the double complementary colors. These are a combination of four colors stuck together in the form of two sets of complementary colors. That is, you use blue and orange, which is paired with what? Yellow and violet. Note that this type of color is the ideal scheme to balance. Because of what? Because it needs a very high scale in that. And that's meant for the pros in this knowledge, in this field. Now, let's go to the next one, which is the general note on color. What are the general notes we should note on color? The first one is don't use a dark font on a dark background. And likewise, don't use a light font on a light background, because that one won't make your design fantastic and it won't bring out your design. So we shouldn't do that. And the next one is use dark font on a light background. Also, you should use a light font color on a dark background. That one will make your design awesome and fantastic and elegant. And the next one is make your design feasible enough. You shouldn't use, for example, you are using a very tiny text on your design. Don't make your design awesome. You should make your design feasible using a feasible font, a feasible object, a good color match, and all those things. And the next one is what? Try to be more creative. You should try to think outside of the box. Okay, where can I put this thing? Where can I put? So you try to be more creative and create even what is not already created before. Though there's nothing except that is already created by Almighty God. But you can just derive your own from the already created creation to create your own creation. Now, then the next one will be the warm colors and the cool colors. What are the warm colors? Warm colors are associated with energy, brightness, and action. They are those colors that are very bright to the sight. For example, we have the red, the orange, the yellow. Those are the warm colors. So don't try to make a mistake of combining between two or more warm colors. Don't use red with orange. Neither should you use orange with yellow. Likewise, the next one is cool colors. Cool colors, they are what? They are calm, they signify peace and serenity. An example of that is the blue, green, and purple. In that instance, you shouldn't use blue with green, you shouldn't use green with purple. For you to make your design stand out, you shouldn't do that. That would be an error on your part. Generally and finally, you should know that color matters says that you needn't always rely on the color wheel and take inspiration from nature or other elements around you. So you can just fish out anything. Okay, I like using red here, I like using white here. So you can just fish out anything inspirationally and something which comes from nature. So far it makes your design awesome, it makes it stand out, and all those features that we like in the design. And this brought us to the end of today's section and a topic which is introduction to graphic design. In the next video, we'll be diving deeply into graphic designing with the use of Canva app. So stay blessed. Don't forget to subscribe to receive the next video. You try to like, then you share for family and friends, and you keep safe. Thank you.